Tulane season has come to an end, which means the John Sumrall era is here. I'm David Rainey with the Know.com, also with the Who Effin' Knows podcast. Welcome to the first edition of Wave Watch, which is our new way to keep you in the know with all things Tulane Green Wave. Just real quick, the goal behind this new series is not going to be a whole podcast. We'll cover more of those things on Who Effin' Knows like we always do still. We'll still have articles and things like that. What we want to do here with this series is take individual topics, condense them down into one video, focus on those things, and really dive into one topic at a time. So today, what I want to focus on is where Tulane stands with the transfer portal. So what I want to do is give a little bit of an update on the things I've seen, the players I've seen linked to Tulane, and just a quick rundown on where they stand in that area, because it can be hard to keep up with. It's hard for me to keep up with. I'm sure there's some guys that I've missed out on here, but kind of updating people where we stand right now. National Signing Day just wrapped up. Tulane finishes with the 98th overall class in the country, according to 247 Sports. That's good for 8th in the AAC. That's down from 76th overall last year and 4th in the AAC. But like I've mentioned in previous episodes of the podcast, transition classes are hard. And with a new coach, it's expected for some guys that were going to commit to depart. We've seen some guys commit to Willie Fritz at Houston. I just want to reiterate, do not be discouraged by where this recruiting class ranks. This will probably be the worst recruiting class in John Sumrall's tenure with Tulane. And with this new age of college football, recruiting doesn't stop with incoming freshmen. The transfer portal can jumpstart your team, keep momentum going more than it ever has in the past. So that's what I want to focus on today, is where we stand with transfer portal players and what I think Tulane is focusing on at this moment. Tulane has a good bit of departures, leaving for a multitude of reasons, some for the NFL draft. Example, both their cornerbacks, Jarius Monroe and Lance Robinson, are heading to the NFL. Best of luck to them. They lose a good receiver in Chris Brazell to Tennessee. They lose some more defensive players like Devin Deal going to TCU. Best of luck to all those guys. Nothing but love. Wish them all the best. But at least Tulane with some holes to fill. The best way to do that at this point is through the transfer portal. What can we expect Tulane to go after in the transfer portal? Well, almost everything. Obviously, the most important, with Michael Pratt leaving, they likely have to fill the quarterback spot. Kai Horton is currently in the transfer portal. We'll see how that plays out. Justin Abieta just got hurt, so that's going to be tough. I think Tulane would like to get a transfer quarterback, and I think you could see them get aggressive. The number one name on the list is going to be Malachi Nelson. Another guy that's been linked to Tulane is Robbie Ashford. He's a former Auburn quarterback that has an official visit scheduled with Tulane as of Christmas Day, but we'll dive into the quarterback situation specifically in another video, because that is obviously the most important position on the field. So some other positions you could see Tulane go after are going to be cornerback, like I mentioned. They have some young guys that can play, but I think they would like some veteran guys that could come in and contribute right now. I think you could see a tight end come in with Alex Ballman leaving, and you're going to want some more receivers. You lose a really good player in Chris Brazell. You have to kind of fill that role. Lawrence Keys is heading to the draft. Jaquan Jackson's heading to the draft. So I think you could see them go pretty aggressive after some veteran wide receiver options in the transfer portal. So let's kind of just dive in real quick into some of the players that have been linked to Tulane, that Tulane's offered, that may or may not have visits set up. And I just want to clarify again, this is probably not the entire list of players. These are just the few that I have found, and it'll kind of give you a general direction of the players they're going after or the positions they're going after. So number one, we have a cornerback, Marquise Cuddy Robinson, South Alabama grad transfer, a veteran guy, could come in, probably start for them day one. One that posted in the last couple of days that Tulane offered him was Cole Rusk. He is a Murray State tight end with 2 years of eligibility left. Then we have a good receiver here, Engaged Larvadane. He is a local boy from Donaldson, Louisiana. He does have a visit scheduled with Tulane and I believe South Carolina. That's a big visit coming up for Tulane. Hopefully they can lock him down. He would be a huge addition to the current wide receiver group. I mentioned Malachi Nelson already. He is the former 5-star USC quarterback. He likely has a visit set up in January. That was something I saw Isaac Popper post, that the visit is likely set up for January. Robbie Ashford, former Auburn quarterback. He's been linked to Tulane. He has an official visit scheduled. Former 3-star guy. We'll get him on campus as well. A defensive tackle, Elijah Hills. He's got 1 year of eligibility left. So another veteran guy that could be plug and play on that defensive line. So I got 2 more guys, both wide receivers. It seems to be a position they're really going hard after because, like I said, they have to rebuild that room with some more veteran guys. Terez Traynor is a wide receiver from Idaho. He's a big body guy. I think he could fit really well. And then Jalen Varner is another wide receiver that has an offer from Tulane. We'll see if any more of these guys get on campus campus for an official visit. That information may already be out there, but like I mentioned, this is just the information I have that I've seen that I thought would be good to just put out there for people to see. Now, something else I want to touch on, these next three guys haven't necessarily been linked to Tulane in any way, offered by Tulane in any way, but with Coach Sumrall coming from Troy, you should expect there to be some mutual interest from any Troy players that may enter the transfer portal. That doesn't mean they'll all come here. That doesn't mean any of them will come here. But Coach Sumrall may have helped recruit some of these guys. He coached these guys. He has a relationship with them. So it's reasonable to assume that there could be at least some interest from both sides. I got three guys. These guys are not linked to Tulane in any way, at least that I've seen. Possible targets that I think could help Tulane that are transferring from Troy. I'm going to butcher this guy's name, and I apologize. Jack Chenchu. He's a safety that was part of Troy's 2023 class, so he still has 4 years of eligibility left. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. You can never have too many guys, and I think he could be a really good add if Coach Sumrall wants to bring part of his defense from Troy with him to Tulane. Diving back into the wide receiver market, like I mentioned, Tulane is going to be aggressive there. Jabre Barber is a Troy wide receiver that is in the transfer portal with 1 year of eligibility left, so that could be a potential target. And the last guy I have here is TJ Jackson, which is probably the biggest name of the Troy transfers that I've seen so far. He's a defensive end, first team all Sun Belt player in 2022, would be instant, immediate impact guy if he were to come to Tulane. But again, not a guarantee, not linked in any way. That wasn't a big list of guys that I found. It can be hard to find this information. Go to 247 Sports. They always are up to date on all the transfer portal, recruiting news. Isaac is a really good follow. Wave After Wave blog is another account that I like to follow that is always up to date on things. And of course, you can follow us at Who Effin' Knows. We try to keep it up to date as much as we possibly can with Tulane news. I think the last bit of information I want to put out here is that it was announced today, as of the recording of this video, that Joe Craddock, Troy's offensive coordinator, will be coming to Tulane to be a part of Coach Sumrall's staff. For me personally, that is something I'm extremely excited about. If you want to just get excited, go back and look at an SMU team that had Cortland Sutton on it, and that is a Joe Craddock offense. He's very good at his job. Tulane's offense should still be exciting. That's going to be it for this video. Like I said, I want to keep these short and sweet. Stay tuned for more of these. Make sure you subscribe to the Knows YouTube page. Follow us at Who Effin' Knows everywhere. We have some pretty big things planned. And stay tuned for more of these Wave Watch episodes for more Tulane news. Roll Wave.